And so I lost a lot of years of my life. I was an addict for 15 years. I did almost 10 years in prison. So I mean, you do the math. I lost a lot of years that I can never get back. So when I went into prison and I came back out, I went back to dealing drugs. And you know what's crazy is that everybody around me started getting shot, getting stabbed, getting killed, dying. And you know, one of my friends, he got beat to death over just a half gram of dope. You know, another one of my friends, they shot some dope in her arm and she got some, like it killed her. My best friend's dad, we found him in Waimaha's with a needle in his arm, dead. You know, my ex, he got shot in his stomach. He survived to this day. He wears a colonoscopy bag. Another one of my exes got stabbed to death in a drug deal gone bad. He died. Another one of my friends got shot in his face. To this day, he wears a glass eye. You know, all of these things that I was witnessing happening around me. And I knew pretty soon something was going to happen to me. And you know, I wanted to change, but the thing about drugs is that it holds you captive. Is that no matter how much you want to be there for your family, you can't. No matter how much you love your kids or your mom, that drug will hold you captive. And that's what it did for me. For 15 years, I was stuck. I was stuck and I hated my life. I hated myself. I wouldn't even want to go in the store or be seen by people because I was so ashamed of the life that I was living. And you know, my mom and my family would want me to come home and they would cry for me to come home. But you know what I do? I continue getting high so that I would forget about them. I would continue getting high so I wouldn't feel them. I would continue getting high so that I could pretend that I was okay. But you know what? I wasn't. I hated my life. I hated myself. I thought I was a loser, you know, that I just was worth nothing. And you know, what happened was I have a younger brother. It was 2 weeks before he turned 21. And he was at a rave. He was at a rave with his friends and they were drinking alcohol. And one of his friends decided to share a pill with him. And my brother was nothing like me. He was a good kid. He was good in school. He was quiet. He was to himself. He wasn't no troublemaker. And one of his friends gave him a pill. And that pill stopped his heart and killed him. And you know, for a couple days, my mom couldn't find me. She couldn't get a hold of me. Because I was too busy out there in a drug house, trying to sell drugs, trying to get high. I was too busy for my family. And so when I finally found out what happened, it was like God lifted a smoke screen in front of me that I could see, and I could see clearly. And I realized, like, if this doesn't change me, then nothing would ever change me. If this isn't enough to break me, then nothing will ever be enough. And you know, I begged God, after that happened, I begged God, I said, Lord, please, take my demons away, help me to overcome this. You know, I've been trapped for so long, I've been held captive for so long. 15 years of my life I lost to this drug. Today I've been clean and sober 7 years. And it was the greatest choice of my whole life, the moment I got sober. And you know, I gotta tell you something, yeah? This is not my career. This is not something I do for a living. This is my passion, is because I don't want to see any of our keiki follow the path that I followed. I don't want to see any of them lose their life like my brother and my friends did. I don't want to see all our future go down the drain because we see enough of that on this island. You know, if I can do anything, even if it's just coming up here and sharing all my mistakes, all my failures, all my weaknesses, and everything that I did wrong in my life, if that will help one person make a different choice, and if that will help one person succeed and achieve something different than what I did, then it makes all this worth it. Because I'm going to tell you another thing, it's not easy coming up here and exposing myself like this. It's not easy talking in front of a bunch of people I don't know and telling the truth about where I failed in my life. It's not easy, it's hard. And every time before I come up, I get so nervous because I know I only get one shot. I only get one shot to make a difference. And I don't want to fail. because we come here for a purpose, and that's to save our community and to make a difference and to shed light. We're surrounded by so much darkness, by so much addiction, and I want all you kids, all you youth to pay attention to what I'm saying. You guys gonna think it's a game, and it's all fun and games until it's not. It's all fun and games until you start losing the people you love, until you can't quit, until you want to go home but you can't because you're stuck, until you lose everything that you ever had. I had a friend. He was a sponsored surfer, a pro boxer. He was gorgeous. Everybody loved him. One time he tried drugs. You know where he's at? He's at Waianae Harbor, living at the harbor, talking to himself, pushing one wagon. I get another friend. We used to go to his house all the time to party because he had all the money, he had all the cars, the TVs, the big house. So we would use him for his house as a spot to go hang out and throw our parties. One of my friends gave him drugs, okay, crack. You know where he's at today? He's at Cabana's Beach in the bushes, sleeping on a mattress. He lost everything, sold his cars, sold his TVs, he sold his soul. And I'm gonna tell you something, yeah? Drugs is not a game. Drugs is not a game. You guys see the people living on the streets. You guys see the people addicted. I know everybody under here knows somebody who need help. I know everybody here has someone that they love that is still stuck on that drug. And you know what? We cannot do nothing but hope they come back to the light. So I continue to share my story. I continue to expose myself just because of that reason. Because I get somebody I love that's still out there in the streets. When I changed my life and I got sober, every single blessing that God been holding on to started opening up for me. Every blessing. And you know what? Never in my life would ever have I thought that I'd be standing in front of a crowd speaking and people actually listening to me. Because there was a point in my life I didn't even want to show my face in the community because I was so disgusted with who I was. And today, by God's grace, we put this event on with nothing. Because you know what? This is God's will. This is God's will. And so much obstacles came up to stop this from happening. But you know what? I know somebody out there had to hear my message today. And that's why I'm here. So I just hope you guys can take what I say and internalize that message, because it's all fun and games until it's not. Drugs is not something that you can just pick up and put down. Drugs is something that will hold you captive. All your morals, all your values, all your priorities. Whether you have kids, that don't mean nothing when you on drugs. You might have a family you gotta take care of, but guess what? No, you don't care. You don't care because that drug strips away all your values, all your morals, and everything you care about. It makes you forget about everything important in your life. And so I'm gonna tell all of you youth out there, no matter where you come from, whether it's Makaha, Waianae, Maili, Nanakuli, Waipahu, Waimanalo, no matter where you come from, no matter if you come from a rich or a poor family, no matter if your parents is addicts, that don't mean you ever gotta settle. You don't ever gotta settle. You chase your dreams. You want to become something, you chase your dreams. You can be anything you want to be. Put your mind to it. We get so much talent, and you whatever you want to be, you can be it. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. Thank you guys all for coming. Thank you for letting me share, and I hope you guys heard my message today. God bless.
Wow, what a powerful story. I always find it interesting when, people go through these things and they come out